Once you get to the point where your nuts are basically gone, shriveled up, sucked into yourself, to recover full fertility will be a problem. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR sip is 1907. Check out 1907.com, 1907water.com. Coupon code Russo to get a new bottle. ASMR Spritz, Intelligent Elephant, Carbon, Young LA, both code Russo. Source list in the pinned comment below to support my channel. Today, I'm going to be ranting about a simple $80 a month that people do not utilize alongside their steroid or SARM cycles, which leads to infertility. You guys already know this rant. Why can't people run HCG from the start with all their cycles? It's just like problematic to me because, like, you know, they just wait for their nuts to shrink into absolutely nothing and their nuts are gone. They become so small they go back into their body. They don't have any nuts. I've never had that happen to me because I've always used HCG on cycle. I've never had my nuts shrink and go back into me ever on all my crazy ass experiments because I spent the money on HCG. It is so difficult to recover once you're at that level of you don't have nuts anymore. I've had my nuts shrink and I catch it and fix it with HCG. But these guys come to me, you know, they're ready to start a family. They tell me they've been doing high-level bodybuilding cycles for years. And I was like, oh, did you pin HCG alongside all that to keep the lights on, aka keep synthetic luteinizing hormone activated so the nuts are still stimulated, working, even though you're exogenously adding in hormones that would shut them down? You could exogenously add in, you know, synthetic LH, FSH to keep the lights on, keep fertility there, keep spermagenesis kind of going. That way, when you're ready to come down to TRT or get off TRT, you know, you still have nuts. You're still producing testosterone out of those nuts. You have better erections. People don't even understand, like, once your nuts are gone, your erections are going to be different because now you're dealing with this non-local made testosterone that's injected versus it made at the source, made at the penis. You'll have less penis sensitivity in my mind and your orgasms won't be as powerful. HCG, 80 bucks a month, right? It's 100% worth the money to keep the lights on. Once you get to the point where your nuts are basically gone, shriveled up, sucked into yourself, to recover full fertility will be a problem. It will take months. It could be a blast of actual follicle stimulating hormone, HMG, HCG, clomiphene intervention. Like, it'll be pretty drastic, where if you just did all your cycles and kept HCG alongside the whole time, it would be pretty easy to get fertility back up and running. But it's these guys that, again, I'm not saying it's wrong, it just needs to be out there that you gotta spend that money for HCG alongside all these cycles. Save yourself all that stress. You know, people are like, oh, I don't need my nuts, I'm on cycle right now, I'll worry about when I get off. No, it's so much easier to harm mitigate that and keep your nuts online, right? They don't be functioning perfectly, but your nuts are still there. If your nuts are still there, if your nuts are decent size, they're still producing some amount of endogenous testosterone and there's still some amount of spermagenesis going on. The minute you're just like, oh, I'm running trend right now, it's going to be suppressed anyways, and they shrink into nothing, recovering them from below raisin size, that's where it becomes ridiculous. You know, that's where it becomes these extreme fertility protocols, multiple month fertility protocols, and all this intervention where if you just ran HCG the whole time along your enhanced bodybuilding journey, I doubt it would be that hard because the lights are still on. You still kept them stimulated the whole time. They still maintain normal testicular size. And personally, I've never had my nuts shrink and go back into myself no matter what crazy experiment I was doing because I always ran HCG alongside. Was it more money? Is it annoying? Are people not educated, especially steroid coaches, talking about this? Yeah, this is a big issue. I think that a lot of the fertility issues around steroids and bodybuilding are simply because HCG, HMG aren't utilized on cycle and clomiphene's not utilized to get off cycle. And these fertility protocols get extreme. Like I said, it's pretty simple when your nuts, the lights are still on, but when your nuts are completely shut down, shrinking up, gone, they're just an empty sack, and you got to grow your nuts back, which is possible. It's extreme intervention. It's months of waiting. If you want to knock up your girl, then she's, you know, there's a lot of stress involved in that versus spend your money, run the HCG HMG along cycle. You'll never be in this boat where you don't have any nuts at all and you want to knock someone up. You might not think you want to do it right now, but 3-4 years down the line, you might meet that special honey and want to, you know, put a bun in there, and you're like, oh, well, I have to take this laundry list of shit for fucking 6 months and maybe it'll come back. And when you read into the fertility studies, some of the dosages used are insane to restore fertility. And that's those guys who shrink them beyond raisin size and they're not there, and then they got to do all that shit. Where if you just ran HCG the whole time, kept luteinizing hormone synthetically there, like you're synthetically adding in the androgens, you will not have nearly as much issues as some of these guys who messaged me. I'll see you guys in my next video.